In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I stay connected on the road, including my original setup, the setup I have now, a little tip on how I conserve data, and yeah, I'll share with you how much this thing costs. So let's go. From on top of my van here in cold, wet, rainy Missouri. I cannot wait to get on the road and head somewhere warm. That'll be sometime next week. But today I'm going to talk about one of the most popular topics of discussion with RVers, and probably one of the top 3 or 4 questions I get when people are considering this lifestyle. How do you get internet on the road? Okay, the reason I'm on my roof is the first thing we're going to talk about is my cell booster. It's a WeBoost Drive X RV, and what it does is it amplifies cell signal and increases my up and download on my cell phone. So obviously that's important to a system. In my opinion, this is probably the most important thing to get if you want to use cell phone data as your main internet connection, which is what I do. This system isn't cheap. It's about 500 bucks, but it really does the job. And let's go down into the cab and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, it's good to be inside the rig where it's kind of warm and cozy. So this is the inside antenna, and in order for it to increase your signal strength on your cell phone or your hotspot, you got to be about 6 feet from it. So I'll demonstrate real quick with the devices I currently use. So the first is my hotspot, which I'll explain more later. And you can see that it is currently at 3 bars. All right, so let's move this one over. So we're going to put it next to the hotspot, and you'll see, boom, it gained an extra bar. So about 25% more signal strength. Here's my Verizon phone, which is an iPhone Pro Max, which has 5G. You'll see my 5G is 2 bar right now. And let's go over here and we'll set it next to the hotspot. And of course it goes off on me. And you can see it has 4 bars, so it increased by 50%. With 5G. So as you can see, there's definitely an increase in signal strength from 25 to 50% on the 2 devices I have. So to me, this is a must-have if you're living full-time in your van and you want to be connected, even though it's a little pricey. Okay, first let's talk about my initial setup. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I traveled internationally. So my connectivity was set up for international travel. So the first device I'll talk about is one I still use. It's called a GlocalMe. You can get these on Amazon. They're $160. I'll link below. And the great thing about this device, it looks like a cell phone, but it's really just a hotspot, but it works anywhere in the world. The way it works is you have an app on your phone and you can buy passes in different countries. You can buy a day pass, you can buy a week pass, you can buy a monthly pass, you can buy a pass based on the amount of data you need. So it's very flexible and it's pay as you go. There's no contract. That's what I really love about it. When I got back from international travel, I realized this could be used as a hotspot in the US as well. What's really cool about it is it uses 2 phone services. It uses either AT&T or T-Mobile, whichever is stronger in the area you're at. So if AT&T is stronger, it uses AT&T. If T-Mobile is stronger, it uses T-Mobile. So it's really like having 2 phone plans in one, and I only have to pay 1 data charge. So we'll come back to this one in a moment and why I kept it and integrated it into my current system. The other device I had with me on international travel was a Google Pixel 3 on the Google Fi network. And that worked really well for me. It allowed me to keep my US phone number and have relatively inexpensive phone service no matter where I was in the world. I highly recommend Google Fi if you plan on traveling internationally long term. The reason I didn't keep my Google phone and Google Fi in my current rotation is because Google Fi uses T-Mobile for their phone service. So it was kind of redundant and I wanted another option. So that brings me to my current setup. I still have the GlocalMe, which has worked well all over the United States, including out west in the mountains. It really was the only device that was working for me for a while. It's not always the fastest service, but at least I have service almost anywhere I go with this device. So this one is my T-Mobile and AT&T device. My newest device is an iPhone 12 Pro on the Verizon network. What I like about this service is, as you saw before, I'm here in rural Missouri and I have 5G connectivity. If you've never used 5G, it's a zillion times faster than 4G, and it's a nice little upgrade over what I had before. What I also like is I'm on the Verizon network. So now I have AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So no matter where I go, I'm probably gonna have some sort of connectivity. I currently have the max unlimited plan you can have on Verizon. I have the 100G, 70G on the phone, and 30G as a hotspot. So far that's worked well for me in combination with my GlocalMe Hotspot. It is an unlimited plan, but once you hit those limits, you get throttled to 6 megabytes a second. Another thing I like is it's an iPhone, so I can airdrop files from my MacBook to my iPhone. So now when I make a YouTube video, I just airdrop it to my phone and upload it to YouTube using the 5G. It's fast, and I'm using that 70 gig of data I have on the phone. So that's my current simple setup. I have the WeBoost, which is pay-as-you-go and on AT&T and T-Mobile's network. And then I have the iPhone 12 Max on Verizon's network, and I have access to 5G. So far, this setup has worked really, really well for me, and I'm really happy with it. One of my favorite hacks on how to conserve data is I limit what I stream on my devices. If I'm going to stream Hulu, Netflix, or Disney Plus, I usually do it directly onto my phone so I can take advantage of that big chunk of 70 gigs of data. But really my biggest data saver is I have my favorite shows on DVD so I don't have to stream them. So I have Seinfeld, I have Big Bang Theory, I have The Office, I have Friends, so I just pop them in the DVD and watch them on there, and I don't waste my data watching shows. I reserve my streaming data for movies or a show like The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. So that's my tip on how to conserve data. If you have any tips for conserving data, make sure you share it with everybody and type it down below in the comments. Okay, so last, how much does this entire setup cost me? So I told you earlier that my Verizon plan, which is 5G, is $100 a month. That also includes Hulu, Disney Plus, and Apple Streaming Music. So I was able to cancel Netflix and Spotify. So that was a little bit of a side benefit. I was able to roll some of my monthly expenses into my monthly cost of my phone, which saved me a little money. And then my GlocalMe, it just depends on how much data I use. Right now, I have a 50 gig package that was on sale for $80. So for this month, I'm spending $180. But it's going to be anywhere between $150 and $250, depending on the amount of data I need to use. Some months I'll probably be able to go with just my phone. And that's one of the things I like about it. This GlocalMe is really flexible. It's pay as you go. Okay, so that's how I stay connected on the road. What do you think? Do you have any better ideas? If you do, make sure you share them in the comments below. And if you enjoy van life, RV living type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.